Namaskar friends, this is NJ, host on this channel. Continuing our discussion on understanding the placement of 7th house lord in different nakshatras. In this video, we will try to understand the distinctive personality traits of your partner. If your 7th house lord is going to be present in the nakshatra number 5 out of the total list of 27 nakshatras, which is the Mrigashira Nakshatra. Because guys, you have to understand this thing, that if you actually want to accurately assess the behavior of the planets or the manifestation of the energies of the planets, so you cannot restrict your assessment only on the basis of which zodiac sign planet is present or planet is transiting, because behind each zodiac sign there is the energy of 3 different nakshatras as well. And in this playlist, what I'm trying to do here is that I'm just giving you the underlying keywords being represented by that nakshatra. So let's say, for example, if I'm going to reveal this feature or quality of a nakshatra, that it exudes intensity and energy. So basis your 7th house lord planet, its nature, you have to blend these qualities. So the same energy for Mars, which is going to take up the form of physical energy, so the same energy for the planet Mercury is going to take up the form of mental dexterity. The same energy of a nakshatra for a planet like Venus is going to be take up the form of intensity in love, devotion, relationship. So I mean to say, that is the part of homework which you have to do on your own. But here what I am trying to do here is that on the basis of 4 levels, like a SWOT analysis, like what could be the very defining and narrowed and refined strength of a nakshatra, weakness, inherent weakness of that nakshatra, what kind of opportunities you can find or associate with the features of that nakshatra, that if your 7th house lord is going to be present in that nakshatra, so your life partner, which all area of opportunities your life partner is going to open in your life. And the last is going to be the probable area or indicative areas of threat which the energies of that nakshatra can manifest. So okay guys, if you have to understand the energies of Mrigashira, so the region in the zodiac belt of this nakshatra is from 23 degree 20 minutes of the Taurus zodiac sign and reaching till 6 degree 40 minutes of the Gemini sign. So I mean to say, the rulership of Taurus goes to the planet Venus. The rulership of the Gemini goes to the planet Mercury. So just only on the basis of the region occupied by this nakshatra, we just get to know that there could be little bit of the mellowed energy which can be associated or attached with this nakshatra, because even the combination of the energies of the planets like Venus and Mercury form a combination or a yoga known as the Lakshmi Narayan yoga, which is a good yoga for wealth, for enjoyment, for happiness, for comforts. But the twist is going to come here in a form that the ownership, the rulership of this nakshatra goes to the planet Mars. So I mean to say, the energy of this nakshatra in a sequence of the 27 nakshatra can be seen as the beginning of the ferocious or intense energy of the planet Mars. So guys, now if you have to understand the energies or manifestation of the energies of this nakshatra on the basis of the 4 levels, 4 planes, that what could be the inherent strength associated with this nakshatra if your 7th house lord is going to be present in it. So guys, you have to understand this thing, that with this nakshatra the strength can be attached as its light-heartedness, because when we talk about that planet should manifest its energies in a very playful way, where there is lot of curiosities involved, where there is too much of the travels are involved, enjoyment is involved, and at the same time any of the sensual experiences are also involved. So from that perspective, the energies of this nakshatra or your 7th house lord's placement in this nakshatra can be seen as a very good sign, because if you will take into consideration that even in our muhurta or one of the field of Vedic astrology, where whatsoever project or whatsoever intention you have or objective you have, if you want to know the right set of timing to initiate that job, initiate that work, where you're going to get the support from the divine omens, or the support from the nature. So the whole concept of taking out the auspicious timings or taking out the muhurta also comes down to or attached to this principle only, that whensoever you are planning to initiate that work, in which nakshatra moon is transiting at that point of time. So I mean to say, the time period when moon transit this Mrigashira Nakshatra is generally seen as a very good and promising time for travels, exploration, research work. So I mean to say, you can fairly attach the strength of this nakshatra in a way that if your 7th house lord is going to be present in this Mrigashira Nakshatra, so you are definitely going to run into a partner where your experiences of marriage or the personality of your partner could be little bit joyful, cheerful, where there is too much of the exploration, enjoyment, and the concerns of happiness are involved. You can also look at it from that ways. Now friends, if you have to understand the inherent weaknesses attached to this nakshatra, so now in the form of the weakness, the one word which always comes to everyone's mind when we say the word Mrigashira, so that is inconsistency, or that could be seen as fickleness, because there is a whole lot of esoteric section or story attached to this in our mythology, where it has been even associated the energies of this nakshatra with a deer's head, with the inherent qualities of a deer. So deer, which is always fidgeting, which is always nervous, which is always very cautious, is some hunter or someone is trying to catch him, or someone can pounce upon him. So I mean to say, because of which the only inherent weakness of this energy which could manifest in someone's life or in the form of the drawbacks or weaknesses in the personality of your spouse could be that your partner could be little bit fickle or inconsistent in the decision making as well. Like let's say for example, if Mercury, being your 7th house lord, is present in this Mrigashira Nakshatra, and it is heavily afflicted with the presence of like a planet like Rahu, or the 7th house lord being Mercury, for example, is present in the 8th house, 6th house, 12th house, is getting tremendous pressure because of the aspect of planet Saturn, or the Saturn is conjunct over there. So in those kind of scenarios, it could actually exhaust the person mentally. So you can also look at it as a weak or vulnerable side of the manifestation of the energies of this nakshatra. So this will not be a rare scenario that if your 7th house lord is present in this nakshatra, that you have this idealistic mindset that you want your partner to be perfect in all regards. Or let's say for example, you are of that age where you have to find a partner for yourself, and just because of this confusion, inconsistency, or let's say for example, your bar of expectations is so high that you're not able to land to a concrete decision. So you can also see this as one of the weak side of the manifestation of the energy of this nakshatra. Moving ahead to the next section friends, now we will try to understand that your partner or marriage, what kind of opportunities it can bring into your life just because your 7th house lord is present in this Mrigashira Nakshatra. So guys, the good part about the energies of this nakshatra is that it actually infuses the qualities of being very enthusiastic and at the same time having that zest for life. Like I mean to say, that will not be a case that your partner has got a very restricted mindset, that okay, once you gotten into that marital ties, your partner just wants to focus on the work or family, doesn't want to experiment, doesn't want to explore new terrains, new horizon, whether in the form of career or migrating to a new place, starting or exploring new possibilities. So I mean to say, the good part about the energies of this nakshatra is that it is actually going to keep the native or native's partner, and at the same time the whole foundation and flavors of the marriage bit driven in life. You can also look at it from that ways. So let's say for example, if after marriage or you have got a very stable job, but now you want to venture out into your own business. Or let's say, for example, we have even seen all those cases where people, after completing their education, they migrate to foreign land, they start working on big multinational companies, withdrawing hefty packages, but afterwards they just want to go back to their villages, their native places, and they want to make use of their skill in order to bring revamp and improvement back in their villages, in their towns, in their cities. So I mean to say, if you suddenly come up with this thought and you share this with your partner, so your partner should match up with you, with your energies, with your drive, with your this level of enthusiasm towards your future. So I mean to say, just because your 7th house lord is present in this nakshatra, so those kind of situations and scenarios can be seen as promising, can be seen as supporting. You can also look at it from that ways. And coming to the last section, friends, if you want to understand the threats attached to this nakshatra, so that could be seen as in a way that this nakshatra has got little bit of the qualities of the suspicion. So I mean to say, like, there could be all those situations if your 7th house lord is present in this nakshatra and there is an affliction or an aspect or conjunction of Rahu. So then in those kind of situation, your partner might have a doubting nature, a suspicious nature, or not able to trust you completely in the initial years of your relationship. So those kind of areas of vulnerability or attached threats can also be seen as one of the vulnerable side of the manifestation of the energies of this nakshatra. Because guys, whenever we talk about the energies of Mars, the planet which rules this nakshatra, so Mars is not seen as a very amicable or supporting planet for any form of domestic harmony. Because Mars now, whether in the form of too much heated energy, too much arguments, fightings, bickerings, so I mean to say, because of the rulership of the planet Mars, those kind of situations, those kind of like flavors of suspicion can be seen in the marriage. So important is that before tying the knot with your partner, you should have spend that much time with the person, with your partner, that there is no doubt of any uncertainty, or there is no doubt where you cannot trust the person completely. So that's one thing which I want to tell you over here. But guys, the good part about the energies of this nakshatra is that the Shakti, the inherent power of this nakshatra is the Prinana Shakti, which means this nakshatra at the same time has the capability, power to give you fulfillment through marriage. So this is something which I wanted to share as a part of my inputs on this concept. For further more updates and notifications on the science of astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Thank you.